Hey, Angus here, and we're going to break down the most common metabolism myth I hear about, and that's slow metabolism and fast metabolism. So the general consensus is that if you've got slow metabolism, you're going to gain weight, and if you've got fast metabolism, you're going to lose weight. And that's not strictly true. So fast metabolism just means you burn more calories in a 24-hour period than someone with a slow metabolism. But that doesn't mean that you're going to necessarily lose weight just because you burn more energy. It's does your appetite match your metabolism. So for example, if I burn 3,000 calories a day, but I'm hungry for 4,000, then I'm likely to eat closer to 4,000, which means that's over my 3,000, which means I'm going to gain. If on the other hand, say I burned 2,000 calories, which for a guy my size would be a slow metabolism, but I'm only hungry for 1,800 calories, that would create a deficit because it would be hard for me to eat. So appetite has a bigger impact. So are you a hungry horse or are you full all the time? So I've got people in the gym that struggle to put on weight because they're full all the time and they forget to eat. I know, it's a thing. I, on the other hand, am planning my next 32 meals going forward, and I'm constantly thinking about food, and that's more likely. So when you see like the weight loss drugs, they reduce appetite. They do nothing to the rate of calories that you burn other than slow it down, and people still lose weight because the calories they burn at the beginning and the food they were eating were here, but now the food they were eating is here, so it creates a deficit, and then their metabolism comes down, but it still creates a deficit, so they still lose weight. So appetite is more likely a bigger predictor. But Angus, what about those people I see in the office and all they do is eat all the time and they never gain weight? Well, that can be down to NEAT. So NEAT is a part of your metabolism. NEAT stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis, which is fidgeting, hand moving, talking, blinking. Your rate of blinking will slow down as you diet. The amount of movement you do in your sleep, you've got zero control over that. So a lot of people that can get away with a lot of food will tend to have a high NEAT. They fidget, they food tap. And that just means that the food that's going into their body sends a signal to their brain going, hey, you need to displace energy. You need to get rid of energy. You need to move more. You need to tap more. And they tend to be metabolically efficient, where other people will eat 4,000 calories and every single one of those calories will store on their midsection. Those people tend to be metabolically inefficient. So what you want to do is increase your metabolic efficiency, make your cells and things work better. The other big issue that I see is, we'll call it metabolic disruptors. So metabolic disruptors would be foods that don't give you energy. They rob energy from the body. Hyperpalatable food, ultra processed food, junk foods, loads of calories in a small space, but they don't necessarily give you the energy. So you can eat 4,000 calories of cake, but then you can hardly move and you go into a food coma and sit on the couch. Yeah, those calories are gonna store as body fat eventually. Or you can eat an 80 calorie apple, but it gives you energy and you can go run a half marathon on it. So you burn more calories than you take in. So you gotta be looking at food. What's a metabolic disruptor for you? What's upsetting your metabolism? Are you eating too much ultra processed food? Are you metabolizing foods properly? Are you being active enough? How is your fat burning potential? There's a few videos on my channel about zone 2 to improving zone 2, which actually improves the rate at which you can burn fat. What a lot of people don't know is that you have a limit of how much fat you can lose in a minute. And that's by doing exercise. So you're sitting on the couch, you're burning mostly fat, but it's not a lot of fat. You start walking, you burn a bit more. You go in a kind of faster walk, you burn a bit more, but then you go in an even faster walk and your body just switches over to carbohydrates because you've reached the limit of what fat metabolism you have in your body. And you can actually improve that by training in this thing called zone 2 or fat burn max as it used to be called, which is just low intensity activity. And the other bonus of low intensity activity is it doesn't cost a lot of willpower. It's not particularly hard to do. It's not particularly hard to go for a 10-minute walk compared to a 10-minute run. If I was going to go for a 10-minute run, it would take me 30 minutes to get my shoes together, get my special training shorts on, get this and that, go to the toilet, blah, 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 and then I have to shower afterwards. So a 10-minute run would be an hour ordeal. If I went for a 10-minute walk, I'd be out the door and back in within 10 minutes. So that's my sort of talk on metabolism. If you want to know more, ask some questions in the comments and I'll check you guys in another video.